meats. And then he said, you know what? I think good idea na mag-open tayo ng boba shop. Maybe let's franchise something. So at that point, I think he was looking into Tapioca Express.
Ano pumapasok sa isip mo? Tanda mo, housewife ka nito, di ba?
Kasi mag-alaga ng mga anak ko. So I'm like, are you serious? Sabi niya, hindi, kaya natin yan, madali lang yan. So let's try to franchise. So he looked into the franchise model of like Tapioca Express. And then, sabi niya, parang ayoko yung franchise model. So sabi ko, we have to be different. So how do we be different? I said, why don't we sell Filipino flavors? Like, I love ube. Ube was my vanilla growing up. So let's introduce something different.
So nagiging passion project nyo ng
Yeah,
dalawa.
naging passion project namin na let's open the shop in Chino Hills where we live.
Kaya ba natin?
Kaya ba natin to? Favorite dessert sa Cafe 86? Shit.
Welcome to the Paco's Place podcast.
Visit abaeservices.com for fast medical transcription service. This podcast episode is brought to you by AB Music Creative.
And the podcast will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Paco's Place. Our guest, proudly, inantay talaga namin to. Big warm round of applause. Ginger Dimapasok.
Hello.
As in talaga, inaabangan kita sa labas kanina. Tinitingnan ko kung anong baon mo eh.
Nagparamdam na si Michael kung anong gusto. I came to deliver.
Cafe 86. You know what? That's a place wherein talagang pag pinag-uusapan pa lang namin, Ginger, nag-iisip na kami ng gusto namin orderin. Like, the best yung halo-halo, you know, tapos yung pinatikim mo sa amin na ube truffles.
Yeah, that's pinaka-bestseller yan.
When you were young, was being an entrepreneur on the agenda?
No. Mapagbigay lang ako ng baked goods noon. Like, mahilig magluto, then my mom would make me bake for Christmas para sa mga kliyente niya. To be an entrepreneur was never part of the brainworks.
How many stores as of this taping?
Corporate stores are about 10.
But total?
33.
All over the United States?
All over Southern California.
Southern California pa lang yan?
Nevada, Arizona.
So the tri-state?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So hindi pa tayo gumagapang ng Midwest, hindi pa tayo pumupunta ng East Coast?
Di pa. Soon, hopefully.
This is owned by all Filipino?
My husband and I.
Shout out to James nga pala. Paano nagsimula tong Cafe 86?
So Cafe 86 started mga 2014. Back then, James was working a corporate job selling government computers. Ako, stay-at-home mom. Nag-aalaga ng 2 bata.
Saan kayo nakatira nito?
Chino Hills.
Chino Hills na. Okay.
Yeah, Chino Hills. At that point, napag-usapan na parang pagod na siya doing his corporate job and wanted to have something of his own, our own. And at that time, mahilig talaga siya pumunta ng car meet. Because he drives an AE86, a Toyota Corolla. So that's kind of giving you a clue on why it's called Cafe 86.
86.
So he did like going to all these car meets here in San Gabriel.
Teka, nabilawan na windang. Sorry, I'm ADHD moment. James, nasa iyo pa ba yung Toyota na to? Naka-set up pa rin? Sheesh, naghahanap ako ng 77 na SR eh.
Siya tanungin mo.
What? Oh my God.
Derailed.
Kailangan, sorry Ginger. Kailangan magkaroon tayo ng episode na si James naman nandito. Okay. Back to regular programming. Okay, tapos?
So mahilig siyang mag-attend ng car meets. And then he said, you know what? I think good idea na mag-open tayo ng boba shop. Maybe let's franchise something. So at that point, I think he was looking into Tapioca Express.
Ano pumapasok sa isip mo? Tanda mo, housewife ka nito, di ba?
Kasi mag-alaga ng mga anak ko. So I'm like, are you serious? Sabi niya, hindi, kaya natin yan, madali lang yan. So let's try to franchise. So he looked into the franchise model of like Tapioca Express. And then, sabi niya, parang ayoko yung franchise model.
While he was doing this, what was on your mind? Anong iniisip mo? Parang sana passing fancy lang to.
Kasi sana magising siya. Pero like, pinursu talaga niya. Sabi niya, I think instead of doing a franchise, let's try to figure out how to do it on our own. How hard could it be?
Now, yung anxiety mo, kumusta naman nung iniisip niyo to?
Medyo nawindang ako nun. But, at the same time, I get what he was trying to do. So, sabi ko, baka naman lumipas to. So, we went
Exactly,
ahead.
right?
We went ahead, gawa ng business plan, no?
So, pinagbigyan mo lang. In other words, sige, kamutin natin yung kati na yan.
Kamutin natin yung kate mo. Gawa ng business plan. Seryoso siya. I had to work with him on that. So, oh my God.
Ano produkto?
Boba shop.
Okay, so
Yeah.
in other words, hindi nyo produkto. Di ba?
No, boba shop. But then I said, since ako ang in charge dito, let's make it different. Kasi if we're gonna open...
So ikaw ang sinangkalan niya talaga.
Sabi ko, kung gagawa tayo ng concept nito, it has to be different from the million other boba shops that's out there selling the same thing.
So in other words, na-hook ka niya kasi once na nag-suggest ka, involved ka na di ba?
Oo.
Okay.
Vested na yung interest ko.
Yes. Good job, James. Tapos,
Sabi ko, we have to be different. So, how do we be different? I said, why don't we sell Filipino flavors? Like, I love ube. Ube was my vanilla growing up, so let's introduce something different. Ube. So let's do ube milkshakes and calamansi iced teas and all that.
So now, this was a partnership na. Dati, kinakamot mo lang yung gusto niyang gawin. Ngayon, ikaw na nagsasuggest. So nagiging passion project nyo ng
Yeah,
dalawa.
naging passion project namin na let's open the shop in Chino Hills where we live. 15-seater lang naman. Pupunuin lang natin yung 15 seats. Sana mapuno. We were supposed to, ang goal was, I remember the business plan said, I think, to sell like $700 a day.
A day. What was the exposure to start this? How much?
Back then, I think it was...
Now, 2014 na to, no?
2014. I think mga nasa 150.
150,000.
Kasi...
So in other words, 150 na inipon nyo o ilo-loan nyo?
Oh, bahay.
So that's really commitment.
Yeah.
Yan, di ba?
Yeah.
Commitment yan.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we started that. Ang goal namin was to have a venue for him to have his regular car meets. So in his head, if we have a weekly car meet, kaya to.
So kailangan may parking space.
Oo, laki ng parking. Big part of opening a Cafe 86 is big parking. Because without the car meet, it's not a Cafe 86. Big, that's the heart and soul of Cafe 86. It all began because of the car meets.
700 cups a day or items a day.
Dollars.
$700 a day. Okay.
So that's a lot of boba cups.
Magkano ba boba? $3?
Back then, as a 325 kami nagsimula.
Oh my God, yeah.
That 2014. So we were about to open with just the drinks and sandwiches, and then about maybe a week prior to opening, sabi niya, wala tayo papakain. It's like, what do you mean? Ayun na yung boba, nguyain nila. Diba? sabi niya, no, like desserts. Sabi niya, you bake because I bake. That was my thing. Sabi niya, maybe you should try to bake something.
Na Jedi ka, no?
Na Jedi mind to kombucha. So, sabi niya, bake ka. Sabi ko, again, I can't bake anything normal. I'm gonna bake something different.
Nice.
Which was, again, ube. So, the first two items that we made back then was, actually the top three was ube cinnamon rolls, the ube truffle, the original version, and then Thai tea brownies.
Thai tea brownies.
Yeah. Back then in 2014, nobody made any of those things. Because we checked. We Googled everything to make sure it's all original to Cafe 86. So, ube cinnamon rolls, ube truffles, and Thai tea brownies.
Napapatent ba to?
Hindi. Unfortunately, food is non-proprietary.
Okay.
So, okay lang.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Nasa yan? Ingredients yan eh. Okay, so tatlo, flagship, Thai tea brownies, original ube truffles, ano yung isa pa?
Ube cinnamon rolls.
Ube cinnamon rolls. So wala yung mga popcorn chicken, wala yung mga fried tofu,
wala. Regular sweets lang talaga. So we opened that day with the big car meet of the 86ers. Dami nila. A couple of hundred people came by. Kami as a new business, we're zoned in on only trying to make the business work.
Yeah.
Wala kaming iniisip kundi paliparin lang to and make sure that we're able to, pay the bills. So unbeknownst to us, like throughout the weeks, papansin namin the foot traffic was growing. And then naturally you ask, saan kayo galing? Like you can't all be just from Chino Hills. How'd you find out about us? Where'd you drive from? So we were starting to hear things like, we drove all the way from Pasadena, which is like too far from Chino Hills, for you to drive for a drink. Oh, we came from Pasadena. Oh, we came from LA. We came from Glendale. We came from Cerritos. Sabi namin, paano nila nalalaman? And then people would mention, you're on Instagram. Back then, di pa kami active on social media. Sabi lang, sa Instagram, you guys have not seen what's going on? Sabi namin, no. Then we started to zone in on social media like, oh shit. Like, things are going viral. And back then, the concept of influencers was also so new.
Correct.
So hindi rin namin kilala sino sila, right?
Yeah.
So they'd come,
Mag-vlog sila.
Yeah, vlog, do
picture.
a post, and then people would come. So the growth that we experienced because the baking was not part of the original business plan. I was baking out of my house.
So walang commissary
wala. Sa bahay namin, I had a single door oven. Kasya lang 2 tray.
What? So parang lumalabas
parang
na.
Joke eh.
Oh.
Yeah, like, what do you mean you want me to bake 100 pieces that time? Like, it was like unreal that he's asking me to make 150 cinnamon rolls. I'm like, are you kidding? 2 tray, 6 lang kasya sa isang tray. So eventually he had to buy like a second oven. And then yung living room namin naging commissary kitchen. Naging warehouse.
Are you still in the same house?
Yes, we're still in the same house.
Okay.
Naging commissary kitchen, naging warehouse. And it was just unreal na, oh my God, di na kami natutulog. Kasi
How many months from the opening?
did we get that oven? 4 months maybe?
Oh my God. Anong goal sa business plan? Were you supposed to make revenue or profit within 6 months, 3 months? Ano ba?
I think the ROI was expected in I would say 3 years maybe.
3 years? Wow.
Yeah, like the realistic.
Super conservative.
Like sana mapuno yung 15 seats, But yeah, like I said, it got busier and busier to the point that I think before we hit the first year, maybe at month 8, we were already considering opening Pasadena.
And James was still working.
James was still working. Full-time job. After his full-time job, he would come to work at the cafe. Kasi kami naman, me and my niece who opened the store with us would work from opening till the time James would come, which was like 6. Which means it's my turn to go home, take the kids home, and bake.
And bake?
Yeah. So uuwi kami ng niece ko at 6, feed the kids, homework, ligo, bedtime, and then we bake till about mga 3 in the morning.
Okay, I'm gonna pick your brain because it sounds easy when we're talking about it. Now let's go deep by. I want to know what was the state of mind when you started this, while this was happening. Kasi walang off switch to it.
Wala.
May 150 na loan, $150,000 guys, sa kayo na mag-compute nun, against the house, right? This has to come back in some way or another.
It was survival mode, I think. And just really trying to make sure that we're able to deliver the
And
goods.
there were kids involved.
And then be a parent. So
Right.
you can imagine the laban, the struggle, because trying to maintain the business, a new business, trying to maintain a marriage with someone you're trying to fight with every day.
Yes.
But still trying to maintain the quality of life for 2 kids.
How old were they at the time?
Leah was, I think she was 5. Jaden was about 7.
So pag naglalak ka sa pantry na ikaw lang mag-isa, anong conversation ang meron mo sa sarili mo during the
Bakit
quiet
namin ginawa to?
It was really like that.
Yeah. Is this worth it? Kaya ba namin to, Why are we opening a second one? So
How do you overcome self-doubt, yung mga ganon?
he will be the one to overcome the self-doubt, because I would always be the one questioning, like, why? Are you sure? Kaya ba natin? But he would always say, yes, kaya natin.
So how important is it, and this is para sa mga couples, to involve your spouse in every decision making?
Well, it's got to be a team, it's teamwork. So it has to be mutually agreed upon. Kasi if hindi kayo mag-agree, how will the team work, right?
So paano corporate meeting yung dalawa?
Anong corporate meeting? Sabi ko, so anak sa'yo, bro. Nasa bahay ka, nasa banyo ka. So work, kasama pa kita.
Tapos, okay, so store number 2 bumukas.
Yeah, we opened,
In less than a year.
by 2015, we opened Pasadena.
Oh my God, 1 year.
Yeah, 1 year. And then with Pasadena, then we would get that same cycle of people walking in and saying, "You're so far from where I live. We wish you would open closer to us."
May kitchen na to.
At this point, we opened a small commissary kitchen.
Okay, so may...
And hired
So in other
bakers.
words, commissary is Pasadena na nagde-deliver na sa Chino.
No, the commissary remained in Chino.
Wow.
Kasi that's where we live.
Okay, main commissary.
Talagang dyan. We
talagang-
wanted to plant it in Chino kasi
Okay.
tiga dun kami. So now the commissary was delivering to Chino and Pasadena.
Pero hindi na sa living room.
Hindi na. Hindi na puno ng harina yung bahay namin. Puno talaga ng harina.
Malamang. I
Yeah.
can only imagine.
Yeah.
Tapos,
And then, yun na nga, the same pattern of foot traffic mentioning that they wish they would
so
open.
2014. So Goldilocks was still around while you guys were making pastries.
I think so.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Goldilocks was still there. And then, but we always considered ourselves really different. We have a lot
Right.
of respect for the more
OG.
OGs because that's something that we don't really want to touch.
Yes.
And we respect that and we appreciate and we still support that. to
Kumbaga
this
yung
day.
lane na yon hindi nyo pinuntahan.
Yeah,
Dito tayo.
that's not my wheelhouse.
Oh.
So we really wanted to go a different route where it's a little different, but because laki akong Pilipinas, I know what ube was like and I know exactly what I ate back then, yung mountain-made na ube halaya na galing sa
I was gonna
Baguio.
say,
That
yung-
was my biggest inspiration.
Diba?
Yeah.
Good Shepherd na.
Yung Good Shepherd.
Pucha, patayan yun.
Yeah.
So my wife is Kapampangan and I've
Ah,
seen
so am I.
I've seen you guys do the
Yeah.
halaya thing. It's not a joke, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We still do that to this day at the bakery. The basis of
Sabi na nga ba eh. Kasi nung tinikman ko yung ube, sabi ko, totoo to. Hindi ito yung powder na...
well, you could use the powder
Right.
but make halaya out of
Yes,
it.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. No, what I mean is yung, alam mo yung powder na lagyan ng tubig,
Yeah. So lahat ng most of our recipes is based on ube halaya, and that's really important for us to be able to do that. So ngayon naghahanap kami ng robot na magmi-mix ng halaya.
Ando na tayo sa robot
Sana.
na. Okay. So Pasadena, 2015.
2015 Pasadena, then we got that same demand, same foot
So
traffic.
exponential na ang growth nito.
Yeah, well, I guess you can call it exponential because within the next year we were opening yung Artesia location namin. So it seemed like with every year we were pretty much opening a new location.
Okay. I'm gonna put James sa spotlight because siya ang operations. How was the system created? Like Starbucks, nung ginawa yan, di ba? May sistema, replication yan di ba? So, paano nyo, and I'm sure may push and pull na hindi, ito ang system. Hindi, ito ang system. But how did you come up with the system without revealing what the system is?
No, it's a lot of really trial and error. And I think to this day with the growth that we're experiencing, we're still learning. But I think within the past 9 years, medyo nagamay na namin yung, the system that works for us. And a big part of that is James.
Right.
Because my brain is not organized. I'm the creative.
So, siya ang nagtitrain ng staff, lahat?
We
O
have,
meron na kayong...
well, in the beginning, depende. I'll train the bakers in front of the house, but he's more on the back end talaga siya.
Okay.
Back end operation. So,
Wow.
that's his wheelhouse. Nandun yung train of thought niya, yung organization niya, the numbers.
Yeah.
I am bad at math.
So 2016, Artesia is born.
Yes.
James is still working with the government.
No more na. No more na.
Okay.
2015 he left. Mid 2015. He said, I need to focus on the cafe.
What was the conversation nung time na yun?
He was
Were
just...
you like, go? Or, kaya ba natin?
Kaya ba natin to? Yeah. Yun.
Ganun talaga, no?
Yeah, pero it was necessary. It hirap na ako na, me lang and my niece with the kids were, and he was also having a hard time kasi keeping the day job and then going straight to work for the cafe, it was just taking a toll. So he had to pick. He had to make that choice. So he needed to go 100% in on
James,
the cafe.
was it hard to go 100% in?
Oh yeah.
Nakakatakot?
Oh yeah. I was like, hey, wala kang meta.
Oo, yung pala yun, di ba?
Safety net.
In other words, the business had to work at that point.
Yeah.
Which is better though.
Yeah, we were all in at that point. Like, you have no choice. You're all in.
Bayad na utang at this point, hindi pa rin.
Just recirculated back into the business. That's how it works. I mean, the operating expenses, di mo na maintindihan.
So, 2014, magte 10 years na.
Magti 10 years now.
Have you hit critical mass? Feeling mo o hindi pa?
Di ko pa alam ang utak ko ngayon. I'm still at the point where medyo confident na ako, pero I also always still like, are you sure? Ganun pa rin ako eh. I'm always the doubting one, but he always pulls through. So,
Nagbe-bake ka pa rin?
di na. But when I'm needed, I'm in there.
Okay, question. Taste buds mo ang ano niyan eh, QA niyan eh.
Yeah.
Para pag hindi akma sa lasa?
Oh, we pull it. We pull it out of, whatever it is. We stop and we figure out bakit hindi ganon. It shouldn't be.
You don't roll up your sleeves going, say, ako na.
No, we have to all figure it out together because, it has to be
consistent. Oo.
Kailangan lahat matuto mag-troubleshoot. But it's, the problem nowadays is not in the bakit hindi lasang ube. That's not a problem because we know what's in there. It's like things you can't really. Baking is so funny because it's such a science na
Exact science.
yes. That if the person you're training hindi magaling mag-measure or hindi siya very organized with the mise en place, which is the preparation, then it
fail
gets
yun.
fucked up.
Oo,
Yeah.
big time.
Yeah, so it's easy to tell, like the bakers will come to me, yung cookie ganito itsura. Ano kaya nangyari? Sabi ko, alam ko yung nangyari. Hindi ka nag-measure ng tama, girl. Yeah, so things like that na nasasanay ka na, and it's teachable, so natututo na rin yung management team to kind of detect the problems. But
At this point, hindi na yung flagship pagkain ang binebenta nyo, di ba? Dumagdag na to at this point, right?
marami na, yeah. There's a bunch of new items. Right now we stayed at like
Kailan dumating ang halo-halo? Kasi pucha, yung halo-halo na yan.
halo-halo.
Yung mekus-mekus na yan is kakaiba yan. Paano pumasok?
What year did we decide to do halo-halo? Do you remember? 2018, yeah.
That was very gutsy. Ngayon, you're going into common ground, di ba? Sabi mo, that was your wheelhouse. Dito tayo sa mga aten, ganyan-ganyan.
Yeah.
Alam mo yung ginawa ni Steve Jobs? Lalabas tayo ng MP3 player, pero hindi lang basta MP3 player. We'll call it the iPod.
I like that.
Di ba? Kayo, naglabas kayo ng halo-halo. Pero, like binibenta sa akin ni Mike yung idea, ito tayo maghalo-halo. Bro, ang halo-halo is halo-halo. No. Ito iba to.
I will give James full credit. Well, no. Let me rephrase. I will give James 75% credit for the halo-halo recipe because he was the one who really tweaked that recipe. Ako lang yung idea of the structure.
But did you want to do halo? Whose
Yes.
idea was it to do halo?
Actually, I will say I've been telling him to do halo-halo for years. But he was like, no, it's not our wheelhouse.
Okay,
Until
this is-
one summer na ang init, kailangan natin ng halo-halo. Sabi ko,
People should really visit the store and try the halo-halo kahit anong weather. But please tell me the origin of the famous halo-halo.
I think the origin of that halo-halo was really just based on creating a halo-halo with the things that we only like, which is we don't like beans. So tinanggalan namin siya ng beans. It only has our favorite parts of halo-halo, which is yung nata de coco. He loves that. I like jackfruit, yung langka.
Ooh.
And then we're like, we'll remove the beans kasi kadire. Hindi naman kadire, no offense. But it's just not my thing. Plus, uutot siya ng madaming. So, di na lang. So, it's for my air quality.
So, yung confidence mo sa halo-halo, sinabi mo 75% of the halo-halo recipe was James.
Yeah.
So, nung finally, ipe-present nyo na to market, were you confident na ito papatok to?
Yes. Sabi ko, we wanted to make it work where we were already keeping inventory of certain items at the shop. So we wanted to make halo-halo based on what we already have. So take out the beans, put boba.
Alam mo, nainis na ako ngayon. Dapat nagdala kayo halo-halo eh.
Oo nga, no?
Okay, tapos?
Tapos, pinipig was, I kind of fought on the pinipig kasi
Yes.
gustong-gusto ko ng pinipig.
Tsaka classic yan, di ba?
Yeah. But ayaw na ayaw ni James ng soggy pinipig.
Kailangan crispy.
Oo, ayaw niya. So sabi niya, alisin natin yung pinipig. Sabi ko, fine, frosted flakes. Which is like a twofold thing because when you
Yes.
eat it na bago, it's nice and crunchy.
Yes.
But even when it sits, it's like yung childhood mo of the soft cereal.
Yes.
And it becomes like cereal milk.
And nag-a-add yun sa taste.
Yeah. So I think that's what it is. Plus the body of the halo-halo is not your shaved ice. So that's the James part where he developed that. And then he was the one who conceptualized the upside down.
Because yun talaga eh, di ba? Para punong-puno kagad.
Yeah.
Imbes na grand finale,
Yeah.
tirahin na.
Bawat subo,
Aha.
malasa na. Hindi mo na kailangan masyadong halu-haluin. So, it's a multi-layered dessert na you could eat in so many ways. Mixed up on its own, leche flan first, ice cream first.
Hello guys, if you're watching this and you're here in California or in Nevada or Arizona, now would be a good time to pause the podcast. Punta na kayo sa Cafe 86. Ituloy nyo rin yung podcast na to. Okay, so tapos nung ayan na, dumadami na. At this point, how many stores na in 2018?
2018. Apat na.
Apat na corporate.
Yeah. Apat na yan.
And the reason why we're saying corporate is because ito yung pag-aari nyo.
Yeah.
Out of the 33, 23 ang franchised.
Yes.
Okay.
I think if I'm counting right, yes. So, it seems like every year we were opening. By this time, Vegas has opened. So that was like so scary for us. Layo eh.
Pero that's a no-brainer eh. Kasi, siya naman.
The Vegas market has been very kind to us. So we're truly...
Corporate ang may-ari nun.
Yeah, that's ours, yeah. We really love that store because it allows people who live in the East Coast, in the Midwest, or even Canada.
Oo nga.
Kasi nagbabakasyon
Sa
lahat sa
Vegas.
Vegas. So those who are curious, who end up going to Vegas, talagang pupunta sa cafe to try it.
May Hawaii na, wala pa.
Wala pa eh. Kasi tatawid ka ng dagat eh.
Alam mo, sa Honolulu, may Magnolia House doon.
Oh, yeah.
Napunta mo na yun?
No, I've never been to Hawaii, pero narinig na namin yung Magnolia treats.
Oo, sa mall? Oh
Yeah.
my God. Na may shaved ice, mga ganun.
Yes.
Yun ang masarap na ilagay doon dahil may market na eh.
Sana.
So anyway, sa Vegas, sa inyo yun, nung bumukas yun, ba't nag-Arizona kayo?
Well, Arizona, it was just someone got interested in opening one there.
Okay, so franchise yun.
Yeah, franchise yun eh. And we're like, tinignan namin yung drive. Para ka lang nag-drive to the Bay Area.
When did the family start believing in you guys as a couple?
That's a funny question.
Because that's an important question also.
I think in the beginning they thought we were crazy.
Yeah.
And then, of course, his siblings were always very supportive of us from the beginning. And my family, yung immediate namin, they were always supportive kasi, they believe in it. And
Your mom is your mom still around?
my mom's still around. She's in Manila, but she comes a lot.
And tanda mo, di ba? Sinabi mo kanina in the beginning of the podcast, she would make you bake, right?
Yeah.
So when you were finally doing this, what was her reaction?
Sabi niya, ayan pala yung silbi mo. Because I dropped out of college and she was so upset when I did. I dropped out of college after my first year.
Why?
Well, it's a long story because...
No, this is your podcast episode.
Yeah, it was a long story because I originally wanted to go to law school sa UP.
Okay.
And,
Pumasa ka ba ng UPCAT?
Oo, no. Aral ako talaga. Nag-review ako ng UPCAT ko and I passed Baguio, LB.
Diliman
Hindi eh. Hirap ng Diliman. Manila. Yeah, those three.
Pero LB, at least malapit sa Parañaque.
Yeah, but I wanted to go up to Baguio.
Oh, okay.
So, sabi na ma'am, malayo masyado Baguio. Then I said, fine, LB. Magiging abogado ako, take my pre-law and all that. Yung pala, takot na yung daddy ko na maglo-law kasi medyo aktivista ako eh. So, in the 90s.
Kaya pala UP. Okay.
In the 90s, kung aktivista ka,
Yeah.
medyo nakakatakot.
Oo.
Diba? So, daddy ko, huwag ka nang pumasok sa UP. Hindi, mamamatay ka dun eh. Papatayin ka eh.
Yeah.
Tapang mo eh.
How many siblings do you have?
I have a total of a lot. I have a yours, mine, and ours family.
Okay, so blended.
Blended family kami. But my true blood siblings, 100%, there's 3 of us. But
Okay.
it's a big 12.
12.
Loving
Dami.
family. Yeah. But, yeah, so sabi, huwag ka na mag-law school. And I'm like, but I want to. I'm like, sige na please. Kasi pag na-ambush ka doon, papatayin ka, kawawa naman kami, mangungulila kami sa'yo.
Yeah.
So sabi
May 11 pa eh.
sabi niya,
Pag may nangyari sa'yo, may 11 pa eh. Ang dami nyo eh.
yeah, ang dami nyo naman eh. Pero sabi niya, try mo na lang sa ibang school. Sabi ko, like what?
So what?
Sabi niya, Assumption. Sabi
Patay.
ko, ay, puro babae doon, arte.
Pero assumptionini ka, ha?
Assumptionista. I met a lot of my best friends there.
Okay.
But 1 year lang tinagal ko, hindi
So
ko
first,
kinaya.
ano kinuha mo ron?
Mascom.
Patay tayo dyan.
Mascom. Pero sabi ko, sige, I'll try it. But I can't promise you na I'll like it.
At actually, ginawa mo naman talaga.
Yeah,
After
sabi
1 year,
ko, tinis ko talaga
mas,
yung 1 year.
mas komportable ka sa
Oo,
bahay. Di ba?
nakakaloka dun sa school. I mean, I love my friends, but it just wasn't for me.
So you dropped out and
I dropped out after the first year. Literally after the first year. Sabi ko, I'm done. Sabi naman, kapanyata. Then, anong gusto mo gawin? Sabi ko, I don't know, to be honest.
ang sarap, no? And you know what? I hope people are picking up on this. When you say, I don't know, it doesn't mean na wala kang gustong gawin. It just means you're not,
I don't know.
you're just not ready at the point.
Yeah.
At that point, di ba?
At that point, I think I was like 20. So
kailan pumasok si James sa buhay mo?
James. So I went to culinary school sa CCA Manila for a little bit.
Bakit ka nag-culinary school?
Yun ang sabi niya, ano ba gusto mo gawin? Sabi ko, other than cooking, I can't think of anything else. Sabi niya, di try mo muna mag-cooking school. So I went to CCA Manila for a year. And then I lived in Katipunan. And then parang sabi ko,
Yung mga condo ron?
oo. Sabi ko parang hindi pa rin, like, it's not necessary. Or I was just like missing something. So moved back home, dropped out. And my mom said, gusto mo bang mag-aral abroad? Sabi ko, kaya mo ba magbayad ng tuition abroad?
Very supportive ang mami mo sa'yo, ha?
My parents were I was really lucky na, although, minura nila ako ng konti.
Syempre, kasama yun.
Oo. Napupunyata ka ng konti. But, she said, sige, kung gugustuhin mo, gagawa natin ng paraan. So, at that point, bumili siya ng computer. For me to research how to get to the States. Then,
Kita mo, binila ka pa ng computer
bait talaga, Mommy, I love you. But,
I hope she's watching talaga.
yeah, so she bought that and then bago internet and then dito na pumasok si James. Dinownload ko yung AOL. May chat room na parang ICQ ba yun?
Yeah.
Si ICQ?
Yeah.
ICQ. Hindi siya nakikinig. So may and then pangalan kulit ko. Ako, sino to?
So wait. Nasa Pilipinas ka?
Nasa Pilipinas ako.
Siya nandito?
West Covina.
Nasa West Covina siya?
Yeah.
Wow.
So nag-chat room kami, nag-uusap, then nalaman Pilipino pa rin. Then we started talking. And then I think we started like dating.
Online?
This was like 97.
So ito yung tapos na yung
98.
Tapos na yung exile ni James sa Pilipinas at this
Tapos
point.
na yung ex, balik na siya sa Amerika nito.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we started talking, parang 98 ito. And then binabanggit ko na sa kanya, I'm actually like trying to go there.
So in other words, binalang ka ng computer para maghanap ka ng
Asawa. Joke.
para maghanap ka ng gagawin sa Amerika. Ang ginawa mo, naghanap ka ng asawa.
Hindi ako naghanap, hinanap niya ako.
Okay.
Let's get that straight. Hindi ako naghanap, hinanap niya ako.
Tapos?
And then I came to California in 99 before heading to New York. And 99 was when we officially met dito sa States. And then we started dating since then.
Walang kaalam-alaman nanay mo nito?
Wala pa masyado.
Ngayon, tita, alam nyo na. Anyway.
No, alam na niya ngayon.
Okay,
alam na niya ngayon. But at that point, wala silang alam. But then I went to New York. Siya nandito.
You went to New York for formality.
To go to school.
Para na masabi mo sa nanay mo, tatay mo. Pero gusto mo na bumalik ng California.
Depends. I actually wanted to stay in New York, pero ayaw niya.
Sabi niya, wala naman intriga dito. Wala naman drama yung buhay. Ngayon, di ba nagkakakulay
Wala akong
na.
drama, no?
Okay, go. So long distance, LDR kayo?
LDR because California siya, New York ako. And then after I graduated, balik ako sandali ng California.
So you graduated sa New York?
Mm-hmm.
As what? Culinary?
Culinary. I took culinary
So
there.
finormalize mo na talaga? Tinuldukan mo doon?
And then came back to California for a little bit to do some internships. And then bumalik na ako ng Pilipinas. So LDR na naman.
Okay.
Until he proposed in 2000, I think. Year 2000.
Wow.
Yeah.
So LDR kayo ng 4 na taon?
Oo. Tapos we were married in 01.
And then migrate?
Yeah. So at that point, tawag na niya sa akin, mail order. Yeah. He's not looking.
James!
Gago.
Alam mo, James, kailangan natin ng episode, ha? I need to hear your side of this, ha?
No, ito yung side niya. There's no other side. This is it.
You know, kasi, di ba, parang alam mo yung feeling na you guys are meant to be. Because kung wala kayong dalawa, kung wala yung hilig niya sa kotse at yung kinikilabutan ako at yung hilig mo sa pag-bake, walang Cafe 86 na ine-enjoy ngayon eh.
That's nice. Thank you.
Pero totoo eh, di ba?
Yeah.
Ang na-enjoy namin lahat is yung risk ninyo. Ito yung backstory na patang inakaya ba natin to?
Yeah.
Habang kami kumakain lang kami, na-enjoy namin. Pero yung pinagdaanan ninyo led to this.
Yeah. Marami raming pinagdaanan.
Kwento. Gusto namin mo rin eh. Kanina
Hindi, mahirap. Like I said, it was...
Kasi ngayon, we're laughing about it, but people who want to go into business, they need to know na it's not a joke.
It's not that easy because we thought, baba siya, ang dali lang yan, no? Paano ko naman nakikita natin yan dun sa Zagu nun?
Yeah.
Dali lang yung gumagawa ng
picture
drinks.
ka lang, kunin mo lang si Rico yan.
Oo.
Buhay ka na eh.
Oo nga. But it's a lot more than that because there's so many moving parts to the business. And for us, because we were fully invested in it, we had to make it work. There's no other route. This has to work or else.
So imagine, housewife for 6 years. Kasi 6, diba? 6 and 5. Si Lias was 6, right?
Yeah.
6 a housewife for 6 years. Bigla kang ginulo ng asawa mo.
Ginulo yung mundo ko.
Na okay naman yung trabaho niya. Mahirap lang dahil sales. Pero okay naman.
Yeah.
You had a choice eh. You had a choice to ignore and just live your life. What was the conviction level of his pitch that made you say, you know what? Let me help you scratch your itch.
It was for us. It was not just for him. So it was for the family. So it was him trying to get an out where he was also unhappy. Parang dead end na for him eh.
Importante talaga yun.
Importante na it was like, I'm done with this and I need your help. We need to get this out of, we need to get this off the ground because we need to have something of our own for the kids. So up to this day, that's really our motivation. We do everything for them.
Milyonaryo na ba kayo?
Hindi pa. Sana.
Eventually.
That's the goal, to retire.
How does it feel being supported by the community? And not only the Filipino community, but when I say community, I'm talking about the people in the area where Cafe 86 is.
I think
Sobrang proud ako dun eh.
I think in the beginning it was really one of the biggest things that helped propel Cafe 86 was the Filipino community for sure. The 86 car community, that was 100% all in sila sa amin. But I would tell everybody this, without the community support, we wouldn't be where we are today because hindi mo kakayanin on your own eh.
Yes.
And when I first got here, I wasn't involved in community at all. Like,
Kids lang.
Oo, mga bata ko lang try to run the business and people would approach us saying, you need to like be a part of this and that. I'm like, para saan? Pinoy na Pinoy ako, pinanganak ako sa Pilipinas. Wala naman ako kailangan i-prove sa kahit kanino, right? I have nothing to prove to anyone, so why do I need to be part of that? Until I saw really the advantage and the benefit of just knowing one person that connects you to another. And when you think you could do it all, you really can't. And that's why there's community. That's why ang Pilipino ang galing sa bayanihan, di ba?
Yeah.
Aarugain mo yung isa't isa just to make sure that the other person excels. And I think with the generation of Filipinos that are present around us nowadays, the crab mentality is starting to slowly go. I'm not gonna say it's gone because it's still there.
Pero
I think
nawawala
it's
na,
like an innate.
Kumbaga hindi na cool maging talangka.
Hindi na cool maging talangka. So, but you catch yourself sometimes, but then you have to fix it. Like, hindi pwede. Because at this point in the game, we watch the other cultures come up like Japanese, Koreans. They're so tight-knit. The Chinese,
Armenian, diba?
Yeah, they're very tight-knit. They stand up for each other. They defend each other. Meanwhile, here we are watching someone come up and say, "Hey,
bakit yan?
Bakit ganun?
Bakit walang beans?
Bakit ganyan maginawa? Like, instead na magkapit-bisig tayo lahat, understand that there's enough sunshine for everyone to go around. And I can't be the only one selling ube. It's better that there's many of us. And the louder we are, the better it is for our community.
So now, when you're all alone, kaya tinanong kita when you were starting, di ba, pag ikaw lang nakakulong sa pantry at ikaw lang mag-isa, yun ang sila. Ngayon naman, in 2023 going 2024, one decade na ang Cafe 86. What do you say to yourself during your quiet moments?
Like really, sometimes, minsan kaming dalawa in the car. We drive a lot because we visit all our stores. So a lot of times we're both, like I said, magkasama kami talaga. Like,
And the kids are bigger now.
the kids are teenagers.
Yeah.
They don't really like us that much anymore. So we have a lot of these quiet moments in the car. And like lately we've been driving to Chandler, to Arizona. And he's like, dang, did you ever imagine that we would be where I'm like, no. Like, to be honest, no. Like, if you asked me in 2014 if I saw this, I would say no. But ask James, he would say yes. He would always say, I told you so.
Visionary.
Yeah. I'm always the one that mas takot. But,
And to think,
it's God's grace, to be honest.
Amen.
I mean, this is not like
for the
by any
record,
means.
he's really a visionary kasi nakita ka niya. Naks!
Ay!
May utang ka sa akin, ha?
Sabi ko ng swerte talaga niya eh.
Slam dunk, pare.
Ewan. Nag-usap ba kayo bago dito? Niloloko niyo ako.
Pero kinikilig ako. Ang ganda ng love story.
Busy siya nag-billiards. Yeah mo.
Okay. I-landing natin, ha? Advice for couples and single women who are, let's start with the single women, who are being pressured by their siblings, their parents, na ano ba? Magka-college ka na, wala ka pang plano sa buhay.
Wag na lang tayo lumayo because my kids are at that point, especially my oldest who's junior in high school.
17 na, no?
16, turning 17 na, nape-pressure na. Ano bang aaralin mo for college? Anong ganyan? And I
So
think,
wala kang pinagkaiba sa...
wala eh. Because so, between us, kasi siya mas gusto niya na he's structured because he's a guy.
Yeah.
So gusto niya may structure.
Yes.
Sabi ko, hindi mo pa maano eh. Like, I can't put him on a path na alam kong will be the same path for the next 10 years. Because he's so young. So, I mean, stay true to yourself because like, you know what's best for you. Wala talagang makakaalam eh. But also be realistic about a game plan because, my son wants to be a music producer but, yung Filipina aspect of, walang pera dyan, mag-nurse ka. And we did catch ourselves saying that to him na, we get that you want to be a music producer but in the event that doesn't work out for you, you need a backup plan. So maybe nursing is like... But then, I mean, we didn't really say it that way. We just said, yung mga pinsan nyo make $60 an hour.
Yeah.
They're like, what?
What?
I said, yeah, isn't
Yeah.
it that a good backup plan? He's like, kind of. Now I kind of want to. So, hindi namin tinwist.
Sorry kaya ako natatawa. Sinabi ko rin sa anak ko yun.
Yeah.
Wala kang plano sa buhay.
Nurse.
Mag-nursing ka muna dahil at least may pera ka.
Exactly.
Habang nag-iisip ka ng plano mo sa buhay.
I mean, it's not a bad option.
No,
and it's not a good backup plan to have.
Nakakatulong ka pa sa kapwa-tao.
Yeah, so sabi ko, ang goal ko lang naman sa'yo is for you to have a good future, a stable future. Hindi ka homeless. So, I say just stay true to yourself but also keep realistic goals. Because ako gusto ko lang maging donya. Pero hindi pa pwede sabi ni James. So,
Actually, dumodonya ka na. Inistorbo ka lang eh.
ang pagka-donya ko lang may driver ako.
Oo.
Yun, pwede na yun. But, I want to be a donya, but realistically, there's work to do.
Yes.
And we're putting in the work that we're putting in now so that we could retire earlier than, sooner than later.
Sa mga couples naman na may isa sa kanila visionary tulad ni James, you could have been the wife na sumupalpal sa asawa mo eh. You could have easily been that person and it's happening all around.
And I do that to him all the time too. I do that. Minsan, nah, kaganyanin ko lang siya.
Tenacious lang talaga tong asawa mo.
But also you have to like come to the realization na you have to work towards a mutual goal.
Right.
And the mutual goal here is retirement and be able to set our kids up with a stable future.
Like what he said, ganun ka na nabenta, di ba?
Yeah, to give them that gift of stability and, something our parents didn't really get to give us. My dad passed away, my mom's still working. She gave me a really good life, but I want to be able to do more. I always want to give them, better than what you had, right? Ganun yung gusto mo sa mga anak mo. Have a better life than you. So, yun, like, kahit na the growing pains of the business was hard, it was just that mutual understanding of this is the end goal. And I think it's hard. Like, it's hard to, like, work with your husband, then come home, nandiyan ka na naman. Minsan natutulog siya, gusto ko siyang suntukin eh. Kulit mo eh. Yeah. I mean, that's the truth. And I'm sure sometimes gusto niya akong hambalusin.
So ngayon, sa mga turista, sa mga tao na nasa ibang bansa, Canada, Dubai, Philippines na nanonood, dito pati na rin sa Amerika na wala sa Arizona, Las Vegas, at saka sa California. If they are going to go into Cafe 86 at hindi sila magmumukhang first timer, ano ang una nilang kailangan orderin for food and for drink?
Upside down halo-halo for sure. Sa mga iced tea, jasmine calamansi. And desserts, ube truffle, ube butter bars, ube cheesecake.
Okay. So ito na yung last question ko sa'yo before we land this. And you can only give me one answer.
Okay.
Ano ang favorite mong dish sa Cafe 86?
Para mo ako tinanong sinong favorite kong anak.
Isip-isip.
Favorite dessert sa Cafe 86? Shit. Ube butter bars.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ginger Dimapasok! Don't forget to visit Cafe 86. Atin to. This is our community. And let's bring it out there. Diba? Ang Jollibee nandito na. Cafe 86. Let them conquer the world. Like, subscribe, and follow them on Instagram. Dito na rin, follow us on Instagram, on YouTube, and on Facebook, and Spotify, and Apple Music. Thank you, Ginger.
Thank you.